Hello and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour. My name is Omotayo Alo. President Muhammad Buhari is sworn in the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, also sworn in at a brief event at the Presidential Villa. Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, and the National Security Advisor, retired Major General Babagana Muguno. We bring you details in our subsequent bulletins. As the controversy surrounding appointment by President Muhammad Buhari continues, former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi says he is not bothered by the appointment made so far by the President. Amechi, who is speaking at the APC Secretariat in Port Harcourt, says he is pleased with his lot as an ordinary Nigerian.
I don't mind staying as an ordinary Nigerian citizen because I cherish my reputation. I can't be here and a thief will call me a thief. You see, as a governor, people will say you should keep some of the things in your mind. And try hard to keep them. But nobody is telling you so we keep them. And she's talking and he's talking.
All of us are here ensuring that the APC family in Rivers remains intact. Your Excellency, we are proud to tell you that not one APC member has defended from the rather, many more persons are joining our cause by the day.
Former Governor of Kogi State, Abubakar Audu, has clinched a ticket of the All Progressive Congress as its flag bearer for the November 21st poll. Abubakar scored 1,109 votes to defeat his closest rival, Yahya Bello, in a keenly contested primaries in Lokoja, the state capital. Rashid has more.
The race to Lugard House in Lokoja is fast taking shape as the major opposition party in Kogi State, the All Progressives Congress, now has a flag bearer for the election. After the primaries, which had 28 aspirants showing interest to fly the party flag, with one aspirant stepping down. Chairman of the electoral panel, Nasser El-Rufai, had earlier before the commencement of the exercise promised a level playing field.
Vested in me by the National Executive Committee of the All Progressives Congress, I hereby declare Prince Abubakar Audu with 1,109 votes.
Kogi today is the most backward state in Nigeria. We have to work very hard.
We shall work together to ensure that victory is ours come 21st of November.
What he has done for the state since 2003, go around and ask everybody. That's still what is on ground.
Drawing 3,044 accredited delegates from 238 wards across the 21 local government areas of the state after the primaries, which lasted throughout the night. Former governor of the state, Abubakar Audu, was declared winner after polling the highest lawful votes cast of 1,109.
Played the supporters. Immediately after President has emerged, the supporters, I don't want any problem.
2 minutes to speak, and we are timing this second by second.
The results,
please
after it's been announced, are you going to accept in good faith?
Yes, I will.
APC
I'm not going to lose.
aspirant number 2.
I'm going to accept it.
APC.
With the APC seemingly set for the elections with the emergence of a standard bearer, the ball is now in the court of the PDP, which will have its primaries on the 10th of September. Rashid, CoreTV News, Lokoja.
Following the victory of some deregistered parties, with the appeal court declaring that INEC does not have the right to deregister political parties, National Chairman of the Progressive People's Alliance has asked for a political party registration commission will stand as a body to reduce the enormous tax of the election management body. He further stated that Progressive People's Alliance is back for good and will never be shaken.
Let there be a political party registration commission
because of the enormous work that's actually, put on the election management body. So with that, I think the reason why INEC started the registry was because they felt there were too many political parties on the ballot box, and the management of these parties became huge concern to them. But that is wrong, because it falls against the provision of the Constitution, because wherever there's a law that contravene the provision of the Constitution, that law is not effective and cannot hold water. So we are going to work in collaboration with other registered 29 in number, registered political party, in order to look at how to mainstream those that have been deregistered back on board. Because of our system, that's why we're saying focus on laws that are actually problem. Because of our laws of decamping, that is all affected PPA. But PPA has remained strong. There's no elections, even since when they decamp, that we have not won election. We have minority leaders here and there, both in Ebonyi and the rest of them. And we have always won election. We might not have won governorship, but we're winning election on every 4 years the election comes. And that is why we're planning seriously that in the next elections, based on the new strategies that we're bringing on board and those who are speaking with, you will see a more better and more improved.
Join us after this break for more.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to our husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, another election is coming.
Also, some people will stand for Yoruba land. Will be strong man. We don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's CoreTV News on the Hour. For more of our news and information, visit our social media platform, facebook.com/CoreTV News, our Twitter handle @CoreTV News NJ. You could get more on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoreTV, Live Space and News. The management of the Jas University Teaching Hospital in Plateau State has started its readiness to end the perennial loss of revenue by Nigeria as a result of the medical tourism usually embarked upon by wealthy Nigerians in search of treatment abroad. The management of the institution made this premise during an interactive session with journalists in Jas, which they also outlined what they have been doing as an health institution in a challenging environment. Plateau State correspondent has more in this report presented from our studios.
With the loss of revenue to other economies of the world from Nigeria as a result of medical tourism often embarked upon by her citizens, thought to be in the billions annually, the management of the Jos University Teaching Hospital says they are poised to help in bringing this to an end.
Certain things that will be effective very soon in hospital. Those mothers and parents who currently do not have the ability to conceive, that will be a thing of the past very soon. This traveling, health travels or economic tourism, going to India for renal transplant will be a thing of the past, because within the next 6 months, the hospital will be able to effectively carry out kidney transplant here in Jos.
You've heard that some team from US have been visiting parts of this country to carry out heart surgery. Jos University Teaching Hospital has been chosen as one of those centers. And what they usually do is they start by assessing the center to see whether the facilities that is needed for the heart surgery is there. We are very confident that we have all the facilities that they require.
For the Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Edmund Banwat, while speaking on the courtesy call to the Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong, the hospital has made giant strides.
In a couple of weeks, a team from USA will be in Jos to assess our facility for the commencement of open heart surgery. Research-wise, the hospital has been championing research in HIV/AIDS, as you are aware. This is sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which has transferred into the PEPFAR program, as you know. cancer, and recently, our hospital has been chosen as a center for the Ebola vaccine trial.
This, according to him, will continue with the hospital contributing its quota to the development of the nation's health sector.
The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team, DSVRT, has engaged traditional rulers in the state on sexual and gender-based violence and their role as responders as a furtherance to its campaign against the act. Coordinator of DSVRT, Titi Lola Vivo Adeniyi, who led the team to the meeting, which had the Oba of Lagos, Riliwan Akinolu, and 30 other Obas in the state in attendance, said as traditional rulers, the counsel they give to victims of rape, defilement, and domestic violence and their family members can go a long way in making or mine a case. She said as first-time responders, the traditional rulers' highness were given protocol responses to rape, defilement, domestic violence, and child abuse and neglect. Vivo Adeniyi said the traditional rulers were also given resource materials in the form of posters and stickers, which they promised will be shared at their respective palaces. The Transmission Company of Nigeria says continued flouting of contractual demands of the transitional electricity market by power distribution companies is a clear indication that the firms are not prepared for its takeoff. Through the declaration of term, the federal government had opened up the power market to competition as participants commenced full trading by contract, just as the institutional and normative structures of a competitive and efficient electricity market was put in place. Early this year, the federal government had told investors that it would not accept any excuse for not being able to provide Nigerians with uninterrupted power supply as soon as term was declared. However, the executive director, Preto, of the Nigerian electricity market, which oversees systems operation of the power sector, Ngozi Osho, told newsmen that the recurrent misdemeanor of the power firms, particularly the DISCO, as regards the contractual terms of terms, shows that the companies were still not ready for the transitional phase of the market. The Consumer Protection Council has summoned electricity distribution companies across the country over allegations of exploitative billings and other violations of consumer rights. The agency has fixed the September 7 date for public hearing on the allegations, including non-provision of meters after payment. CPC said in a statement that any attempt by the DISCOs to disregard the summon would amount to a violation of Section 18 of the CPC Act. It also maintained that decisions reached after the investigative hearing would be binding on affected parties. We take another break and we'll be back with stories from outside Nigeria and sport. Stay tuned.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome. And on the foreign scene, police in Austria say 3 Syrian children and their families who were rescued from a minivan containing 26 migrants have disappeared from the hospital where they were being treated. The children were taken to hospital in the town of Brennau on Friday, suffering from severe dehydration. Their discovery came a day after 71 brothers thought to be migrants were found on the dumped lorry in Austria. Austrian police said they stopped the minivan in Brennau, which sits on the country's border with Germany, on Friday and arrested its Romanian driver. The children, 2 girls and a boy aged between 1 and 5 years old, were said to have been crammed on the back along with other migrants from Syria, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Police said they were critically ill and almost unconscious when they were found. Authorities believe they may have tried to cross the border into Germany rather than face deportation back to Hungary. Separately, on Sunday, Algerian police said that they had arrested a fifth man over the death of the 71 people who were found in the abandoned lorry in Austria last Thursday. The man is the fourth Bulgarian to be held over the find near the Algerian border. The older man is Afghan. Authorities believe the men are low-level members of a human trafficking gang. Officials said the 59 men, 8 women and 4 children, thought to be mainly Syrians, had probably died of suffocation 2 days earlier. It is the latest in a series of tragic events as more and more migrants attempt to reach Europe by land or by sea. A record number of 1,500 migrants crossed the EU's borders last month. British Home Secretary Theresa May says EU free movement should mean the freedom to move to a job, not to look for work or benefits. This, according to her, will be a return to the original principle of free movement in the EU. She added that this summer's migrant crisis had been exacerbated by the European system of no borders. Meanwhile, Downing Street has confirmed David Cameron will travel to Spain and Portugal to discuss EU reform. He will meet Portuguese Prime Minister Pedro Passos Coelho in Lisbon and Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy in Madrid. The comments in the Sunday Times come days after official statistics showed net migration to the UK is at an all-time high, reaching 330,000 in the year to March. The figure, the difference between the number entering the country and those leaving, is more than 3 times higher than the government's target. She says the figures are too high and simply unsustainable. And to sports, President Muhammad Buhari has congratulated the national men's basketball team, the Tigers, on their victory over Angola in yesterday's final of the FIBA African Basketball Championship in Tunisia. President Buhari has joined all the sport-loving Algerians in applauding the Tigers' exhilarating 74-65 victory over the Angolan opponents, which also secured Nigeria's qualification for the men's basketball event at the next year's Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. The president also commended the players for displaying exemplary strength, courage, determination and patriotism, as well as great skills and creativity to dethrone Angola. The perennial African basketball champions, President Muhammad Buhari further urged members of the team and their handlers to work very hard to surpass their extraordinary heroics in Tunisia before a global audience at next year's Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. And it's a wrap on CoreTV News at this hour. Thank you so very much for watching. Omotayo Alo is my name. Bye for now.